My name is Anagha. I'm part of the Data Science Discovery team, and in this video today, we will be doing a question on linear regression in Python. So let's go ahead and get started. So here it says that we have a data frame with basically insurance, medical costs, given all of these variables of our patients, all the data from our patients. Right, it says complete the three missing parts of the linear regression code here by using smoker, which is our independent variable, to predict charges, right? And store the results in an extra column called predicted charges. So first, we have kind of imported all of our libraries, and then we import our data set into a data frame called df, right, which basically contains this insurance.cv data set. And now for part one, we want to identify our independent and dependent variables, right? So our independent variable will be smoker, right? And kind of as done in previous questions or in previous videos, right? We want to always store our independent variables in a list, right? So it's just going to be smoker, which is just the independent variable, and I'm storing that in a list, so I'm surrounding it by brackets. And our dependent variable is just charges, right? Because that's going to be a singular variable. That's why there's no brackets around that. So now in part two, we want to build a linear regression model to predict charges from smoker, right? So we're predicting charges, which is our dependent variable. So right now in line 14, this is just kind of like an empty model, right? Without any really data to train it. On line 15, that's where we really want to train our model using the data from our data frame. So I'm going to use the model.fit function, which is a function in sklearn to fit our linear regression model, right? And our independent, the fit function takes two parameters, right, which is going to be our independent data, and then the second parameter will be our dependent data, right? So the first parameter here is going to be our independent data, which is going to be from our actual data frame, right? So I'm going to use df and then in brackets ind to basically refer to the smoker column in my data frame, right? So I'm referring to basically the smoker column in my data frame, which is the input training data, right? And then for our dependent variable data, that's just df and then in brackets dependent, right? So I'm just referring to that one charges column in our data frame. So now our model is basically trained and fit to this data. And then finally, in part 3, we want to add a new column to our data frame, predicted charges, that stores the predicted value from our linear regression model. So we basically want to create a new column called predicted charges that stores all these predictions. So I'm going to use my model.predict function. And the only parameter it takes is basically all of the input data. And here, we basically want our input data to be every smoker value in each row of our data frame, right? So our input data will actually be the the smoker column in our data frame, right? Because for each smoker value in each row, I want to have a corresponding charges prediction, right? So I'm actually, just like I did before, going to be referring to the independent variable column, which is just the smoker column in our data frame, because that's going to be my input numbers, and then the outputs will be stored in a predicted charges column. So let me just go ahead and print out what our data frame looks like here. And you're going to see that, right, this is our input data, right? So in line 20, we're basically referring to each BMI value in each row, and then the corresponding prediction is stored in the predicted charges, which is right here, based on this BMI column value. So that's pretty much it for this question. I hope this video was helpful. If you have any questions, let me know down in the comments below, and I'll see you next time. Bye.